Hello, Capricorns, and welcome to this, your February 1st through February 15th reading and predictions. For those of you who are new here, thank you so much for trusting and clicking on this video. And for those of you who are returning, thank you so much for continuing to support the channel. Please stick around all the way until the end and have your questions ready. For those of you who are new here, a couple of quick housekeeping notes. First of all, I do not edit my videos. What you see is what you get. If I consult with a psychic or a tarot reader, I expect authenticity. And so in my work as a psychic, tarot reader, and as a counselor, I put authenticity out there. Secondly, at the very end of this video, I will be pulling cards specifically to suss out a yes or a no answer. So if you have a burning question that you're not sure which way to go on, yes or no, stick around all the way until the end. All right, Capricorns, let's get started with your reading now. The last reading that I did for you, covering the time frame between January 15th and January 31st. There were some pretty big shifts happening for you. You guys had what, the Hierophant, you had the Tower. What else did you have? Hang on a second here. Let me just take a quick peek at my notes. Yeah, you had the Hierophant, you had the Tower, and you had the Death card. And you also had a card indicating that some of you were feeling like you were trapped, like you were in a cage. And the message for and the lessons for late January into early February were take a look, because if you're feeling trapped, sometimes you feel trapped because you're keeping yourself trapped. And that's a pretty uncomfortable lesson to have to learn, right? I mean, none of us want to admit that we might be wrong, that we might be in the wrong place, that we might be in the wrong relationship, that we might be in the wrong job. And so very often we make excuses. Oh, but I have to stay in this job because I can't afford to go anywhere else. Have you looked? Have you done the research? Like really, really done the research? Oh, I can't afford, I don't want to leave my son's father because I don't want my son to grow up without a dad. Okay. Is that for your benefit or for your son's benefit? Because if you're fighting all the time with your spouse, is that really better for your son? I'm just throwing examples out here. I am not saying specifically that this is your situation, Capricorn. I'm throwing sort of generalities out there as examples that people make excuses and then they say, oh, I feel so trapped. I can't go anywhere in my life. Are you making excuses? It's a tough, tough, tough lesson to learn. But when we do learn it and we fully, fully embrace our own authenticity, when we take responsibility for our lives, things change big time. All right, so let's dive right into your reading here. The first cards that we're going to pull are going to be cards of where you're at now. And I've got 3 cards that have come out. Now, the fairies took a trip with me over the Christmas holiday, and they're still being a little bit naughty. And you know, when I want 2, maybe 3 cards at the most for doing a reading, yeah, the fairies have decided that I should have 20 or 25 cards at a time. So, um, and today is no different. So what we're going to do is we're going to collect up all of these cards that the fairies have kicked out for you. And then we will mix up this smaller portion of the deck and see what comes up for you. All right, fairies. For Capricorn, where are they at now? What's going on for the Capricorns for the beginning of February, late January, beginning of February? Ace, that's always a good thing. New beginnings, especially because it's the Ace of Autumn, which is the Ace of Pentacles. New beginnings with regards to work and money. All right. So we do have one more card out as well. We have the Justice card coming out for you, Capricorn. All right. So Ace of Autumn, also known as the Ace of Pentacles. This is about new beginnings specifically related to earthbound or earthly things, money, jobs, careers. The Ace of Pentacles may also indicate less so than some of the other cards, but sometimes may indicate you might want to be looking for some support with regards to a new startup. And you have the Justice card. Now, the Justice card may or may not indicate a real legal situation or not. Disclaimer, I am not a lawyer. I cannot give you formal legal advice. What I can give you is common sense advice. When the Justice card appears, Capricorn, please don't speed. I mean, you shouldn't speed anyway, but when the Justice card comes up in your reading, you're more likely to potentially, possibly run into justice type issues. Okay? Don't jaywalk. You get the idea, right? Like, be that good law abiding citizen for a little bit, because the Justice card may or may not indicate a real legal situation. When the Justice card comes up and you're already involved in a real legal situation, perhaps a court case is coming up or something, the Justice card is actually a good card to have come up. Why? Because the Justice card also has the meaning of balance. The scales of justice like to be in balance. Excuse the fact that my camera is rocking and rolling. I am currently in my RV. The winds are howling and the whole RV is shaking and rocking today because of the wind. So I do apologize, but like I said, authenticity out there. Okay. So with this Justice card, watch for balance in your life. Okay. Especially when it comes to possible legal matters. Okay. This card represents fairness. Okay. The other thing that the Justice card represents as well, one last thing, is you've got the Justice card right next to the Ace of Autumn or Ace of Pentacles. And if in fact the Ace of Pentacles is representing you looking towards starting something new with regards to business, a new job, changing careers, maybe heading out on your own instead of working for the big machine, whatever the case may be, there's a good chance that you are either going to be negotiating with someone, perhaps a partnership, or looking for a place to rent for your new endeavor. The Justice card coming in is saying make sure that you are checking your documents not once, not twice, 3 times. Cross your T's, dot your I's, have someone else read it before you put your signature or autograph on anything. This is not, as I mentioned, formal legal advice, because I am not legally allowed to give that to you. What this is common sense. If you're entering into a contractual agreement, whether that be a lease for a new place, a new home, or new business, whether that be for a partnership, whether it be for a mortgage, whatever the case may be, read and reread the terms and conditions and make sure you're okay with them before you put that John Hancock on there, okay? All right, Capricorn, let's move on. Let's take a look at what you are focusing on. Where are you putting your energies? What are you focusing on? One card that's jumped out, it is face down, so I can't see it yet. Focus for Capricorn. Oh, we have a 2, a decision that needs to be made. Make your decision from an emotional place, from the heart. May also indicate a partnership. Oh my goodness. Okay. It's interesting where this card came in. The first card that popped out, the first card that jumped out for you is the Transformation card. This card corresponds to the Death card from the major arcana of the more traditional tarot, the Rider-Waite tarot. The Death card is not about formal, physical, my body's dying death, okay? The Death card is about transformation. That's why I love this particular deck. And for those of you who are curious, no, I don't have any affiliate links or anything, but for those of you who are curious, this deck is called Osho Zen Tarot. I love this deck because it does not portray the Death card as death. It portrays this card, the number 13 card, as transformation. And given that this came up in your focus, Capricorn, this is an indication that from the last reading I did for you from January as you were moving through, and the lesson was to take a good hard look at whether you were actually trapped or whether you were making excuses. You learned that lesson and you are actually focusing on transforming your life at this time. Now, what does that mean? It does mean that there are certain things you're going to have to let go of. There are certain belief systems you're going to have to let go of. There might even be certain people that you need to let go of. If your resolution this year was to lose weight, become more active, to get a new job, to get a new boyfriend or girlfriend, or whatever the case may be, those are transformations. And this card is indicating you are focusing on that. You're putting your energy there. And as Joe Dispenza says, where thoughts go, energy flows. So you are putting your thoughts on transforming your life right now. Which brings me to the Two of Cups, Two of Water. It is the friendliness card. It is a card of partnerships. It's the card of two people coming together for the purposes of making things better. And the two people may be different. You'll notice here that the trees are two different breeds of trees. You have one that in the fall turns red, and you have one in the fall that's turning yellow, indicating it's two very different breeds of trees. And yet they're having to share headspace, and they are also sharing Mother Earth, and they are sharing nutrients as well. So this is a card of coming together, sharing resources despite differences, and new friendships and new partnerships and agreements. And remember what I said up here with this Ace of Pentacles, that the Ace of Pentacles may also indicate the possibility of someone new coming in. And I'm not talking about romantically. These cards are indicating more of a partnership, or perhaps even a mentor-mentee type relationship, which, given that you are looking to transform at this time, Capricorn, a mentor-mentee type relationship would make perfect sense, especially if you are planning on transforming yourself and stepping out into some perhaps new territory, something you haven't experienced before. Let's go and look at your difficult influences and challenges. Oh, that one's on the floor. I will have to get that one. All right. All right. Oh, then that one's on the floor as well. And that card wants to come out. Okay. So we do have a fair number of cards that have come out for your difficult influences. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to mix these cards up the same as we did with the Fairy Tarot. I'm just going to make sure that these are all facing the right way because they came out all very much scattered. All right. Okay, difficult influences and challenges for Capricorn. Whoa, we are really rocking. I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not. Holy cow, that gust of wind. It just shook everything. Okay. All right, so we have two more cards come out in your difficult influences. You've got the Seven of Cups coming out, and you have the Death card again. Death card yet again. I'm just going to, let's see. All right, we're just going to go like this for a second. All right, so you do have the Death card coming out again, and you also have the Seven of Cups coming out here. So let me turn my light back on. It's interesting that you have the death card or transformation card in what you are focusing on, but you have it a second time coming up here in your difficult influences and challenges. What is that telling me? Well, it's telling me that despite focusing on your transformation, you're also bumping up against your transformation and your commitment to your transformation. So, is that telling me that it's going to be impossible for you to transform? No, absolutely not, Capricorn. It's just saying that it's perhaps being a little bit more difficult than what you had perceived it was going to be. Confirmation of that is with this Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is about us going into our imagination, going into, all right, so I am just going to turn off my light one more time and I'm going to have a look at this picture. Do you see in the middle, the guy here? I mean, he's got his cups, but the cup in the middle has a mushroom on top. Mushrooms, Alice in Wonderland, fantasy. Okay. This is a card indicating that for some of you Capricorns with this transformation that you are focusing on, you got yourself caught up in, oh, this is going to be easy. No problem. I'm going to tell myself I'm going to change and I'm going to change and it's easy. And the reality is that for certain types of transformation, that's true. But for other types of transformation, not so much. And so this is what you are bumping up against as you move into February. Does that mean that you need to drop your goals and your intentions? Absolutely not, because they're still appearing here in your focus. But what it does mean is that you're probably going to need some support to get through it. And that's what this friendliness card, remember what I said? This isn't just about friendliness. This is about finding support. It's about finding a mentor. Calling up your friends in the middle of the night and going, "Oh my God, I'm trying to lose weight and I just opened the freezer door. Please help me to close the freezer door before I eat a tub of ice cream." That's what this card is about, and that's what you're focusing on. You're focusing on transforming and getting support and friendships and mentors to help you through it. And this is the reality check. Oh my gosh, this is going to be a bit more of a challenge than I thought it was going to be. But what I do want to share with you, Capricorn, is that sometimes the most hard fought battles in our lives are the most rewarding when we get to the end. So keep up the good fight. Let's take a look at messages the universe wants you to hear at this time, Capricorn. Yes. So the first message that popped out and it flipped over, so I was able to see it, is know your truth. Know your truth, Capricorn. And if your truth is that you really want to stick to your guns and you want to transform, then do it. And it doesn't matter if you have to ask for help. And you have follow the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have done to you. All right, moving into unexpected. Unexpected for Capricorn for the first half of February. Oh, I love it. You have the Hanged Man. Hanged Man is about seeing things from a different perspective. And when we are struggling with our own transformation, sometimes when we can see things from a different perspective, all of a sudden it wakes us up and then it becomes easier. All right, we have the Hanged Man and we also have the Four of Pentacles. All right, here's your picture of the Hanged Man. I love these little itty bitty cards. All right, so as I mentioned, in your unexpected, you have the Hanged Man. This is a card of, wow, I never thought about it that way. All right, now that I can think about it that way, now that I can see it from this different perspective, yeah, things are going to change. Things are going to move. Things are going to shift. I love it. And you also have the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles, to me, is telling me what you are going to see from a different perspective. And is telling me a little bit more about what this transformation is about. The Four of Pentacles is a card that I like to call the coveting card. It's the card of, first and foremost, it's about balance your budget. Make sure that you don't have more going out than what you have coming in. Plain and simple. But secondly, the Four of Pentacles is a card of looking over the fence and going, oh, the grass is greener over there. I want what they have. Looking at your friends or your neighbors' relationships that you see at the dinner party and you go, I want the relationship that they've got. Wow, look at how well they get along. But what you don't realize is behind closed doors, they're really not getting along. They're putting on a show for everyone. The grass is not always greener on the other side of the fence. If you are coveting, oh, I want that rich lifestyle that, some of these oligarchs and billionaires have. Well, what you might not realize is that they're lonely as hell and they're miserable, despite the fact that they've got full bank accounts. When you see things from a different perspective with this Hanged Man, you will likely stop coveting what other people have and you will realize your own gifts. And that is the transformation. All right. Final general overall outcome, and then we're going to pull your yes/no cards. So get your questions prepared. Final general overall outcome for Capricorn. Oh, it's on the floor. I was hoping it wasn't going to land on the floor. Okay, Capricorn. Let's get that card for you. Oh, okay. You actually have two cards. You have the Seven of Cups again. Decisions. Are we basing our decisions on fantasy or fact? Did we, go into Alice in Wonderland and are we chasing rabbits down holes? Yeah, you have the Seven of Cups here. It's about making decisions, and it's about making decisions, making sure that you are making decisions from a very solid place, not from a place of fantasy, and not making decisions from a place of, oh, I want what someone else has. Gimme, the grass is greener. Okay. So keep that in mind as you move into the middle of February. Where are you making your decisions from, Capricorn? And the other card that you have here is the Five of Swords. Five of Swords is a card of walk away. There's no two ways about this. There's no sugarcoating this card. This is a card of there is something that you need to walk away from in your life. Don't know specifically what it is, but if I had to guess based on the rest of these cards here, Capricorn, what you need to walk away from is a belief system. A belief system that everything is going to be easy, and a belief system that the grass is greener on the other side. All right, let's pull your yes/no card. So Capricorn, bring to mind your yes/no question. You might want to close your eyes, ask the question once or twice in your head, maybe even 3 times in your head. Yes or no for Capricorn's question, please. Okay, well, we actually had 3 cards come out. So I'm going to do the usual thing and just collect up these 3 cards and see which one comes out. That one does not want to go in. Are you ready? Capricorn, in relation to your question, here is your answer. Go. The time is right. Okay. Capricorns, thank you so much for being here. If this video resonated for you, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. That way you'll receive a notification next time I post a video for you. Also, I am available for private consultations and readings. My contact information is down below. Please allow me the honor of doing your next reading for you in the middle of February.